Welcome, everyone. My name is Brooke. I am at Madewell Yoga in Sierra Vista, Arizona, a Hot 26 School of Yoga studio. Welcome to your Hot 26, 45-minute Hot 26 practice today. Today we have Joa demonstrating for us the wonderful and beautiful practice. We will get started with our standing deep breathing pranayama. It is a 6-count inhale through your nose, 6-count exhale through your mouth. When you exhale through your mouth, it's a nice strong HA sound, just like you're trying to fog up a mirror. And Joa will give us an example of what this looks and sounds like. Go ahead and begin. As she inhales, she brings her elbows up as high as she possibly can towards the ceiling. And on her exhale, she brings her palms, wrists, and elbows back together in front of her, away from her chest. Thank you very much. And we will go ahead and get started. Please remember to take any water breaks at any time. Even though we do have our 3 scheduled water breaks, listen to your body. Quietly go down to your mat, get some water, join back in whenever you are ready. Come to the middle of your mat, heels and toes together, interlace your fingers, place your hands under your chin. Wherever you are in your breath cycle, exhale. And inhale, draw your elbows up as high as you possibly can towards the ceiling. Spread your palms open nice and wide. Exhale, drop your head back. Bring your palms, wrists, and elbows back together in front of you, away from your chest. And inhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale nice and slow and steady. Get as much air in as you possibly can here. Take one more sip at the top. And exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale nice and slow and steady. Pull your belly in tight. Push all of that air out. And inhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale nice and slow and steady. Get your elbows up a little bit higher. Do not hold your breath at the top. And exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, open your mouth wide. Nice strong HA sound. Empty your lungs completely. Inhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, press the middle of your tongue to the roof of your mouth to control your breath even more. Elbows up a little bit higher. And exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, nice and slow and steady. Match your breath with your movement so you're moving on the entire exhale. And inhale, our last inhale together. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Elbows up a little bit higher. One more inhale. And exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax your arms down to your sides and take a rest in mountain pose. Keep your eyes completely still, your body still, and rest here. Breathe. The traditional drishti, or focal point in our Hot 26 practice, is looking into your own eyes in the mirror. If you are not comfortable with that today in your practice, find another unmoving object and keep your eyes absolutely still. Moving into Ardha Chandrasana, or half moon pose, bring your arms up overhead into a palm press. Interlace your fingers, release your index fingers, cross your thumbs, keep your arms pulled back, glued to your ears. Inhale, reach straight up towards the ceiling. Exhale, start to tick-tock from side to side, just warming up your spine before we take it in a few different directions. Go at your own pace, get a nice stretch along the right side and the left side of your body, and come back up to center. Inhale, reach straight up towards the ceiling. Exhale, reach up and over towards the right side of your mat. Press your left hip out towards the left side of your mat, past the knife edge of your left foot. Squeeze your glutes as tight as you can. Press your heels down into your mat. Keep your right shoulder forward, left hip forward. Square your shoulders and your hips off towards the front of the room. Squeeze your palms together as tight as you can. So tight, there's absolutely no space in between your palms. No light. Lock your elbows, keep your biceps pulled back by your ears. Nice and comfortable. Lift your chin, keep your throat visible towards the front of the room. Keep your glutes squeezed tight, heels down. With every exhale, practice coming down a little into your half moon pose. Breathe. You may need to take shorter breaths to breathe a little bit easier. Relax the left side of your body. Squeeze the right side of your body. On your next exhale, find your edge. Go as deep as you possibly can here. And on your next inhale, come back up to center. And exhale. Inhale, reach straight up towards the ceiling. Exhale, reach up and over towards the left side of your mat. Press your right hip out towards the right side. Pass the knife edge of your right foot. Keep your left shoulder pressed forward, right hip forward. Shoulders and hips squared off towards the front of the room. Squeeze your glutes together as tight as you can. Press your hips or your heels down into your mat. Squeeze your palms together tight. No light between your hands, no light between your feet. Lock your elbows, keep your biceps pulled back, glued to your ears. If that's comfortable for your shoulders, if your shoulders are feeling a little uncomfortable here, especially if you've had an injury or surgery on your shoulders, you can always bring your hands to heart center or keep that right arm up overhead and just bring your left hand to heart center. With every exhale, practice going down just a little bit deeper. Keep your left shoulder pressed forward, right hip forward. Make sure you're not going into a back bend or a forward fold. You want your shoulders stacked directly above those hips in this lateral bend. On your next inhale, come back up to center and exhale. Bring your hands to heart center. Slide your chin forward. Lift your chin slightly. Tilt your tailbone out behind you. Squeeze your glutes as tight as you possibly can. Start to connect to those muscles along your spine and squeeze those muscles as tight as possible. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, press your hips forward. Drop your head back, moving deeper into your back bend. Squeeze your glutes. Squeeze the muscles along your spine as tight as you can. Press your hips forward as far as you possibly can. Keep your chest lifted. Go back a little bit further. So far, it feels like you're almost going to fall over. And inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, forward fold. Release your hands to your mat. You can pedal your feet back and forth. Swivel your hips from side to side. Go into some squats if that feels good for you. We're just warming everything up before we go into our forward fold. Moving into our forward fold, release your hands to your mat. Bend your knees a lot. Glue your belly to your thighs. Relax your head completely. Nice big inhale. Exhale, straighten out your legs. Push your hips up as high as you possibly can. Bring your forehead as close to your legs as you possibly can. Do not use your arms in this posture. Squeeze the muscles in your belly. Pull your belly in. Pull your belly up. Bring your forehead even closer to your legs. Relax the muscles along the back side of your body. Press your hips up even higher. You can tuck your fingers under your heels. Wrap your forearms around the backs of your calves for decoration only. If that's more comfortable, do not use your arms in this posture. Hips up one more time, forehead closer to your legs. And release, interlace your fingers. On your next inhale, come all the way back up to center. Relax your arms down to your sides and rest. Absolute rest here. Breathe. It is here in your resting postures that you will find your focus, your patience for yourself, and your determination here. Let yourself rest. Moving into Utkatasana or awkward pose, separate your feet so they're hip-width distance apart. You can measure the distance in between your feet with 2 fists if you'd like. Make sure both feet are parallel and stay parallel to each other in all 3 parts of this posture. Arms out in front of you, palms face down. Squeeze your fingers together. Engage your triceps, arms nice and strong. Pull your belly in and begin to lower yourself down into your invisible chair. Tuck your tailbone under. Try to come all the way down until your thighs are parallel to your mat. Keep your knees hip-width distance apart. Make sure they don't open up too wide or get too close together. Sit down a little bit lower one more time. Pull your belly off of your thighs, arms engaged, arms up nice and high. On your next inhale, come back up to center. Come up onto your toes as high as you possibly can. Just like a ballerina, press your weight down into your big toes. Lift your heels higher. Begin to lower yourself all the way down. Just like you're sliding down a wall. Keep your shoulders lifted, chest lifted. Come all the way down until your thighs are parallel to your mat. Lift your heels higher. Press the tops of your feet forward. Heels high, hips low. Keep your arms engaged, belly pulled in tight. On your next inhale, come back up. Lower your heels. Squeeze your knees together as tight as you possibly can. And begin to lower yourself all the way down until your hips are resting on your heels. This is not a strength posture, so you're not holding yourself up here. You're resting on your heels, getting a nice stretch in your quads, your knees, your ankles, and your toes. Pull your belly in tight, arms raised up high, engage your triceps, squeeze your thighs together, press your knees down. On your next inhale, come back up to center, press your heels down, squeeze your thighs together on the way up, feet together, arms down to your sides, and rest. Breathe. Absolute rest here. Keep your eyes completely still. Your body still. Stay on your mat. Stay inward. Ignore anything happening outside of your body. Moving into eagle pose or Garudasana. Bring your arms up overhead into a palm press. Recognize your left arm, swing it under your, recognize your right arm, swing it under your left, cross your elbows, your wrists, bring your palms back together in front of your face. Check your shoulders, make sure they're nice and straight across the top. Bring your thumbs back in front of your nose about 2 inches. Sit down deep, about 6 inches into your seat. Lift your right leg up as high as you can. Cross it over your left, going for that double wrap. Pull your right hip back, left hip forward. Keep your left shoulder down, right shoulder up. Begin to slide your elbows down towards your knees. Squeeze your thighs together as tight as you possibly can. Pull your arms apart in opposite direction. Sit down deeper if you have your double wrap. And release, feet together, arms up overhead. Recognize your left arm, swing it under your right, crossing your elbows, your wrists, and bring your palms back together in front of your face. Right shoulder down, left shoulder up. Bring your thumbs back in front of your nose, about 2 inches away from your nose. Sit down deep into your seat. Lift your left leg up as high as you possibly can. Cross it over your right. The higher you lift your leg up, the easier it's going to be to get that double wrap. If you are not quite there with your double wrap today, point your toes down towards your mat or towards the space behind you. Pull your left hip back a lot, right hip forward. Slide your elbows down, squeeze your thighs together, and release, feet together, arms up. Recognize your right arm, swing it under your left, crossing your elbows, your wrists. Bring your palms back together in front of your face. Drop your left shoulder, right shoulder up. Sit down deep into your seat. Lift your right leg up high, cross it over your left. Going for that double wrap. One day, possibly being able to see your toes peeking around the opposite side of that calf in the mirror. Pull your right hip back, left hip forward, get your knees directly under your elbows. Slide your elbows down towards your knees, squeeze your thighs together, pull your arms apart in opposite directions, and release. Feet together, arms up. Recognize your left arm, swing it under your right, crossing your elbows, your wrists, bring your palms back together in front of your face. Sit down deep into your seat, about 6 inches, lift that left leg up high. Cross it over your right. If you don't have your double wrap today, point your toes down towards your mat or towards the space behind you. Squeeze your thighs together tight. Slide your elbows down towards your knees. Pull your left hip back, right hip forward, and release. Feet together, arms up overhead. Relax your arms down to your sides. Take a rest here. Relax your glutes. Relax your jaw. Breathe. This is our first scheduled water break. Go ahead and get some water. We'll meet in the middle of our mats for our standing head to knee posture. Dandayamana Jadashirasana. Moving into our standing head to knee, we will be practicing the Bikram style today. Bend your right knee, bring your right thigh up so it's parallel to your mat. Anytime you're here, press down on that thigh, building up resistance, strengthening our hip crease and our hip flexors here. Lift your knee up higher, press down harder. Feel that resistance. Spread the toes open wide on your standing foot. Press your weight down hard into your big toe, hard into your pinky, and hard into your heel. Lifting the middle of your foot up somewhat, creating a suction cup. Engage your quads, flex the muscles around that kneecap as tight as you can, and hold just like this the entire time we're here. If you're ready to move forward, then release your fingers, place them under the ball of your right foot. Keep your standing leg strong. Kick through the palms of your hands, bring your right leg straight out in front of you. Try to get both legs completely straight, both knees locked. Relax the muscles along the back of your right leg to straighten your leg out a little bit more. Pull your toes back towards your face, kick your heel forward. Slowly move your gaze down to your big toe on your mat. Tuck your chin into your chest, pull your belly in, round forward, bring your forehead all the way down to your knee. Take your time, there's no rush in this last step. Keep your gaze on that big toe. Do not take your eyes off of your big toe. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, heels and toes together, arms down to your sides, and rest. Bend your left knee, bring your left thigh up so it's parallel to your mat. Anytime you're here, press down on your thigh. Press your knee up higher, press your hands down more. Engage your quads, flex the muscles around the kneecap on your right leg. Spread your toes open wide, press your big toe down, your pinky down, your heel down. Keep that leg strong. Pull your belly in. And release your fingers under the ball of your left foot. Kick through the palms of your hands, bringing your left leg straight out in front of you. Keep your toes pulled back towards your face, kick your heel forward. Eventually getting both legs completely straight, both knees locked. Begin to pull your elbows down towards your mat, squeezing them in, hugging your calf. Move your gaze down to your big toe on your mat. Tuck your chin into your chest, pull your belly in, round forward. Bring your forehead all the way down to your knee. Take your time in this last step, there's no rush. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release nice and slow. And control. Feet together, arms down to your sides, and rest. And breathe. Moving into Dandayamana, Dandurasana, standing bow pulling pose. Bring your right hand out to the right side of your body, palm facing up. Reach back, grab your right ankle from the inside. Bring your knees back together. Left arm straight up towards the ceiling, palm facing forward. Kick into the palm of your hand as hard as you can, hinging forward at the waist. Kick that foot up higher. Try to get rid of that bend in your knee eventually, going into that standing split. Bring your belly all the way down so it's squared off towards your mat. And lift your chest up towards the front of the room. This is a back bend posture first. Then a spine twist, and then eventually a standing split. Keep your standing leg absolutely straight, nice and strong. Engage your quads. Flex the muscles around your kneecap tight. We engage the muscles on our standing leg because we do not want to hyperextend that leg. Keep everything strong. Keep your foot up a little bit higher. Reach through your fingers, through your arrow towards the front of the room, and breathe. Find your ease, find your stillness here in this posture. We're here for just a few more breaths. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release nice and slow, and control. Feet together, arms down to your sides, and rest. Breathe. Moving on to our left side with Dandayamana, Dandurasana. Bring your left hand out to the left side of your body, palm facing up. Reach back, grab your left ankle from the inside. Bring your knees back together. Right arm straight up towards the ceiling, palm facing forward. Kick into the palm of your hand as hard as you can, hinging forward at the waist. Bring your belly all the way down so it's squared off towards your mat. Lift your chest up towards the front of the room, creating that back bend. Slowly start to press your back foot into that backhand as hard as you can. Reach through your fingers towards the front of the room as hard as you can. This is a 50-50 reach and kick posture. 50% of your energy is going forward, 50% is going back. A very even distribution of your energy. Lift your leg up a little bit higher. Breathe. Find the stillness, find the ease, find your yin in this posture. Keep your eyes completely still. If you fall out of this posture, you have plenty of time to come right back in and practice here. We are for just a few more breaths. One more final kick. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release nice and slow and controlled. Arms down to your sides and rest and breathe. Moving into Tulandasana, balancing stick, set to the back of your mat, feet together. Bring your arms up overhead into a palm press. Interlace your fingers, release your index fingers, cross your thumbs. Keep your arms nice and straight, biceps glued to your ears the entire time. Step forward with your right foot. Point the toes on your left foot. Inhale, reach up towards the ceiling. Exhale, hinge forward. Use that exhale to move into your posture. Lift your back leg all the way up. Bring your belly, your chest down a little bit more. Keep your standing leg absolutely straight. Press your left hip down hard. Reach through your toes towards the back wall. Reach through your fingers towards the front of the room. And change. Step to the back of your mat. Right foot meets left. Step forward with your left foot. Point the toes on your right. Inhale, lift your chest. And exhale. Use that exhale to move into your posture. Lift your back leg up a little bit higher. Rotate your knee down towards your mat. Press your right hip down a lot, even more than you think you should. Lift your back leg up. Reach through your fingers. Keep your arms pulled back, glued to your ears. Reach through your toes towards the back of the room. And change. Step to the back of your mat. Left foot meets right. Relax your arms down to your sides and rest. Breathe. Absolute rest. 100% rest will fuel you and give you 100% energy in your next working posture. Take a quarter turn to the left so you're facing the mirrors on the left side of the room. Heels and toes back together. Moving into our triangle series. Starting with standing separate leg intense stretch. Dandayamana Vipattapada Paschimottanasana. Bring your arms up overhead into a palm press. Take a giant step to your right. The longer your legs, the wider your stance. Bring your arms down parallel to your mat. Begin to hinge forward at the waist, lowering your hands or forearms down to your mat, wherever you are in your practice. Begin to relax the muscles along the backside of your body completely. Relax the muscles along the backside of your right leg, the muscles along the backside of your left leg. Relax the muscles along your spine completely. Let your head hang heavy. Bring your body weight forward into the balls of your feet. Tilt your tailbone straight up towards the ceiling. Pull your belly in. Pull your belly in. Up. Squeeze those muscles and pull your torso through your legs. Try to bring your head through your legs. Keep the backside of your body relaxed. If you have a mirror or a great view of your posture in the computer screen or TV in front of you, you can take a peek and look at where your tailbone is. Is it pointed straight up towards the ceiling, or are you leaning back towards the wall behind you? Squeeze your belly. Pull yourself through a little bit more. Breathe. Nice strong breath. Keep your body weight forward into the balls of your feet. You can tuck your fingers under the outsides of your feet for decoration if that's more comfortable for you. Do not use your arms to pull into this posture. Relax the muscles along the backside of your body one more time. See if the top of your head comes down a little bit closer to your mat. And release arms up. On your next inhale, come back up to center. Right foot meets left, arms up overhead, and relax your arms down to your sides. And breathe. Moving into Trikonasana or triangle pose, bring your arms up overhead into a palm press. Take a giant step to your right. The longer your legs, the wider your stance. Bring your arms down parallel to your mat. Flip your palms forward. Pivot your right foot towards the front of your mat. Bend your right knee coming down into your lunge. Do not let that knee go past your toes. If it starts to go past your toes, you need to widen your stance. Press your front knee over towards your pinky toe. Open up that hip. Pull your belly in tight. Tuck your tailbone under. Reach through your fingers towards the front of the room. Lift the back of your left hand, keeping that chin to your left shoulder. Tilt your arms to the right. Bring your left arm straight up to the ceiling. And your right down to about 6 o'clock. Sit down a little bit deeper. Try to bring that thigh all the way down so it's parallel to your mat. Squeeze the glutes on your left side as tight as you possibly can. Press the outside of your left foot down. Pull your left arm back just a little bit more. Sit down one more time. And release. Bring your arms up parallel to your mat. Straighten out your right leg. Pivot your right toes in. Pivot your left toes towards the back of your mat. Bend your left knee going deep into your lunge. Make sure that knee does not go past your toes. Press your knee over towards your pinky toe. If you look down at your foot, you should not be able to see that pinky toe here. Tuck your tailbone under. Pull your belly in tight. Reach through your fingers towards the back of your mat. Look back at your right hand. Keep your chin to that right shoulder. Tilt your arms to the left. Bring your right arm straight up to the ceiling. Your left down to about 6 o'clock. Try to bring that front thigh all the way down so that one day it's parallel to your mat. Your knee and your hip is in one straight line. Squeeze the glutes on your right side as tight as you can. Press the outside of your right foot down. Pull your right arm back. Open up your chest. Look up at that thumb. And release arms up. Straighten out your left leg. Pivot your left toes in. Right foot meets left. Arms up overhead. And completely relax here. Breathe. Moving into standing separate leg, head to knee. Dandayamana Nipakapada Janashirasana. Bring your arms up overhead into a palm press. Cross your thumbs. Take a 3 to 4 foot step to your right. Pivot on both heels towards the front of the room. Your right foot should be in a straight line. Back foot at a 45-degree angle, so the toes on your back foot pointed mostly up towards that top left-hand corner of your mat. Both heels lined up in a straight line. Press your left hip forward. Square your hips off towards the top of your mat. Tuck your chin into your chest tight, so your chin is resting on the skin of your chest. Pull your belly in. Round forward. Bring your forehead all the way down to your knee. Nice rounded spine. Keep that left hip pressed down. You can separate your hands to your mat for balance if that's more comfortable for you. If you're keeping your hands pressed together in a palm press, you can rest the pinky side of your hands on your mat right in front of that right foot. Press your left hip down more. Right hip pulled back. Tuck your chin into your chest. Keep that contact between the skin on your chest or your t-shirt and your chin. Keep both feet flat on your mat. With every exhale, practice straightening that front leg out just a little bit more if it's not there already. If you separated your hands, bring them back together. Press into your right foot. On your next inhale, come all the way back up to center. Pivot on both heels towards the back of your mat. Your left foot should be in a straight line, right foot at a 45-degree angle. Both heels lined up in a straight line. If it's more comfortable for your practice and your balance to not have your heels lined up in a straight line, you can step to the right with your back foot just a little bit. That'll give you a little bit larger of a foundation to practice this posture in. Do what feels best for you today. Press that right hip forward. Tuck your chin into your chest. Pull your belly in. Round forward. Bring your forehead all the way down to your knee. Separate your hands to your mat if that's more comfortable for your balance today. If you're keeping your palms pressed together, rest the pinky side, the knife edge of your hands on your mat right in front of that left foot. Press your right hip down a lot. Pull your left hip back. Keep both legs as straight as possible. With every exhale, practice getting that front leg a little bit straighter. Press both feet down into the mat. If you separated your hands for balance, bring them back together in front of you. Press into your left foot. On your next inhale, come all the way back up to center. Pivot on both heels towards the side of your mat. Right foot meets left. Relax your arms down to your sides and rest here. Absolute rest. Keep your eyes still, your lips sealed. Take a quarter turn towards the top of your mat, going into tree pose. So you're facing the front of the room, heels and toes back together. Bend your right knee, bring your right knee into your chest and give it a nice squeeze. Really warm up your hip crease here for our next posture. Bring your right foot up high into your left hip crease. Keep that foot held up high in your hip crease. If it does not stay on its own, hold on to your foot today. You can bring one or two hands to heart center. Begin to squeeze your glutes as tight as you can, pressing your hips forward, pressing that right knee down towards your mat and back towards the wall behind you. Spread your toes open wide on your standing foot. Press your weight to your big toe, your pinky, and your heel. Engage your quads, flex the muscles around that kneecap as tight as you can. Stand up tall, pull your belly in tight. Let your arms kind of relax here in this posture. Your elbows closer to your ribs. Here for just a few more breaths. And release one step at a time. Knee to chest, foot to your mat. Moving to our left side, bend your left knee. Bring that left knee up to your chest. Give it a nice squeeze. Bring your left foot up high into your right hip crease. One or two hands to heart center. Squeeze your glutes tight, pressing your hips forward, pressing that knee down and back. Engage your quads on your standing leg. Flex the muscles around that kneecap as tight as you can. Spread your toes wide on your right foot. Press your weight into your big toe, your pinky, and your heel. Pull your belly in. Find your ease. Find your stillness in this posture. In any balancing posture, it's very important to remember that once you have your focal point, your drishti, keep your eyes locked on that point. Do not move your eyes. If you move your eyes, you will fall over. Do not move here. And release one step at a time. Knee to chest, foot to mat. Moving into toe stand in our next posture. Bring your right knee back into your chest. Give it a nice squeeze. Bring your right foot up high into your left hip crease. Bring one or two hands to heart center. If you are ready for toe stand today, begin to bend your left knee, hinge forward at the waist. Release both hands all the way down to your mat if you'd like. Lower your body all the way down until your hip is resting on your opposite heel. Walk your hands back to the sides of your hips. Sit up tall. Move your gaze to the top of your mat. Practice bringing one or two hands to heart center. If you are not comfortable with going into toe stand today, you can always practice a second set of tree, or you can start to hinge forward at the waist, stretching out that hip a little bit more. If you're in toe stand, go ahead and come back up. That wasn't Joa's fault. I kept her in toe stand for a long time. Come all the way back up to tree, knee to chest, foot to mat. We're getting extra deep stretches today. Moving on to our left side. Bring your left knee into your chest. Give it a nice squeeze. Bring that knee up nice and tight. Bring your foot into your opposite hip crease. One or two hands to heart center. Again, if you're comfortable with practicing a second set of tree, just stay here. If you're ready for toe stand, bend your right knee, hinge forward at the waist. Release your hands to your mat if you'd like. And lower your body all the way down until your hip is resting on your opposite heel. That means that if you're resting today on your right foot, you want your left butt cheek resting on that right heel. Sit up tall. Move your gaze to the top of your mat. We're here for just a couple more breaths. And if you're in toe stand, walk your hands back out in front of you. Push yourself all the way back up. And come out one step at a time. Knee to chest, foot to mat. Very nice. Arms down to your sides and rest. This is our second scheduled water break. We'll get some water. We'll be down on our mats in Shavasana. Head towards me, feet towards the back of your mat whenever you're ready. Coming into Shavasana or corpse pose, lay completely flat on your mat, on your back looking up at the ceiling. Keep your eyes open. Find your drishti, your focal point on the ceiling, and keep your eyes completely still. Heels and toes together, and then just relax your toes towards the outsides of your mat. Bring your arms to the sides of your body, palms facing up, and rest here. Completely relax your toes, relax your feet, relax your ankles, your calves, your knees. Relax your thighs. Let your hips melt all the way down towards your mat. Relax your fingers, your hands, your wrists, your forearms. Relax your elbows, your shoulders, the muscles along your spine, including the muscles in your neck. Completely relax your jaw. And relax all of the muscles in your face. Relax the muscles in your forehead, the muscles around your eyes. Let your tongue hang heavy in your mouth. Rest. You master Shavasana with absolute stillness. The moment you move, you come out of this posture. So practice stillness in your body and practice stillness in your mind. Do not think about things that do not exist. The past does not exist. It's no longer here. It's gone. The future does not exist yet. The only thing that does exist is right here, right now. So practice staying present. Practice staying here in this space. Rest. Moving into wind removing pose. Bend your right knee, bring your right knee up towards your right shoulder, interlace your fingers, place them on top of your shin. Begin to pull that knee in nice and tight. Squeeze your elbows in tight to your body. Pull your elbows down towards your mat as you go deeper into this pose. Keep your left calf relaxed on your mat. Tuck your chin in towards your chest. And release. Bend your left knee, bring your left knee up towards your left shoulder. Interlace your fingers, place them on top of your shin. Keep your elbows squeezed in tight to your body. Pull your elbows down towards your mat as you bring that knee in closer to your shoulder. Tuck your chin into your chest. Keep your right calf relaxed on your mat. And release. Bring both knees up to your chest. Wrap your arms around both legs, reaching for opposite elbows. Tuck your chin into your chest. Begin to squeeze your knees in even tighter. A nice, slow, continuous pull. Press your tailbone into your mat. Try to press as much of your spine, including your neck, into your mat as possible. And release. Arms down to your sides. And rest in Shavasana. Bring your heels and toes together. Flex your toes towards your face. Hands to heart center. Inhale. Sit up with a double exhale. Reach for your toes and pull over your forehead as close to your knees as possible here. And release. Spin around. Come down onto your belly. Head towards me. Feet towards the back of your mat. We're moving into our spine strengthening postures. Starting with Cobra. Place your palms on your mat. Elbows straight up towards the ceiling. Zip your legs up tight. Point your toes. Glue the tops of your feet to your mat. Exhale. Inhale, peel your chest up as high as you can off of your mat. Do not press into your hands, only use the muscles on the back side of your body. Squeeze your feet together, press your feet down, press your hips down, squeeze your glutes, squeeze the muscles along your spine. Look up in the direction you want your body to go. Squeeze your elbows in tight. Look up one more time. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, look to the right. Left ear on the mat, relax your arms down to your sides completely. Keep your eyes open, your lips sealed. Relax your shoulders down towards your mat. Bring your chin to your mat, moving into locust. Keeping your hands down by your sides. Flip your palms so they're faced down. Slide both arms under your body, eventually getting your pinkies to touch, both elbows under your belly. 1 day. Completely relax your left leg, straighten out your right leg, point your toes, lift your right leg up to a 45-degree angle. Press your right hip down hard. Do not let that hip lift up. Lift your back leg up one more time and release. Completely relax your right leg, straighten out your left leg, point your toes, lift your left leg up to a 45-degree angle. Press your left hip down. Do not let your hip lose contact with your forearm. Rotate your knee down towards your mat. Keep your toes pointed. Reach through your toes towards that back wall and release. Bring your lips to your mat. Slide your fingers down a little bit closer to your knees. Spread your fingers open wide. Press your fingertips down, knuckles down into your mat as hard as you can. Straighten out both legs. Point your toes. Exhale. Inhale. Lift your legs up as high as you can. Press your hands down. Press those fingertips down. Move your weight forward so your shoulders are holding a little bit more that way. Lift your legs up even higher. Press up. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Look to the left. Right here to the mat. And relax. Breathe. Bring your chin to your mat, moving into full locust. Bring both arms out to the sides, just like an airplane, palms face down. Zip up both legs, point your toes, lock your knees so tight your kneecaps lift up off of your mat. Do not bend your legs in this posture. Exhale. Inhale, lift your chest, arms, and legs up as high as you can. Palms facing forward, thumbs up towards the ceiling, pinkies down towards your mat. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze the muscles along your spine. Lift your legs up even higher. Keep your legs straight, toes pointed. Lift your chest up. Look up in the direction you want your body to go. Legs up, chest up. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Release. Look to the right, left ear on the mat. Completely relax. Relax your shoulders to your mat. Relax your glutes. Bring your chin to your mat, moving into bow pose. Bend your knees, lift your feet up, reach back, grab both feet about 2 inches from the outside below your toes. Keep your knees, your feet hip width distance apart the entire time you're here. Exhale. Kick into the palms of your hands as hard as you can. Lift your knees up off of your mat. Squeeze your knees back together. Look up in the direction you want your body to go. Kick your left foot up a little bit higher. Try to get both toes completely even. Squeeze your glutes. Press into your glutes. Lift up even higher. So high your feet come over the top of your head. 1 day. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Nice and slow. Look to the left. Right here to the mat and completely relax your body. If you were thinking about that posture, push it out of your head. It is in the past. It does not exist. Focus on allowing your body to rest. Bring your chin to your mat. Give yourself a push-up. This is our third and final scheduled water break. Again, if you need to take a water break on your own time, please drink whenever you need to. After our third and final scheduled water break, we will meet at the top of our mat with our hips resting on our heels for fixed firm. If it is not comfortable for you, for your knees today, every day your practice will be a little bit different. If your knees are a little sensitive today, you can always separate your feet and sit on blocks, 1, 2, or 3 blocks here. If you are practicing on a hard surface, you can always roll up your mat towards your body, the top of your mat, and giving yourself a few more layers of cushion under those knees. If you're comfortable in hero's pose today, which is where we are for the setup, you can stay here. If you're ready for fixed firm, separate your feet, sit down in between your heels. Make sure the tops of your feet are glued to the top of your mat. Do not let your feet open up to the sides. Make sure your heels are pressed against your hips. If you want more, rest back on your hands. If you want more, come down to your elbows, grab the bottoms of your feet. If you want more, come down to your shoulders, reach your arms up overhead, reach for opposite elbows, tuck your chin, look down at your navel. If your knees come up off of your mat in any of these steps, go back to the previous step. Keep your knees on your mat. Begin to squeeze your knees together, press your knees down into your mat, press your hips up towards the ceiling. We're looking for a nice deep stretch in our quads, all the way from our hips, all the way down to our knees on each leg. And on your next inhale, slowly come back up, 1 step at a time, the same way you got into the posture. Moving back into our next posture, going right into half tortoise. Scoot to the back of your mat with your hips resting on your heels or your hips resting on blocks. Bring your arms up overhead into a palm press. Cross your thumbs, lock your elbows, keep your arms pulled back by your ears. Inhale, reach up, lifting your chest. Exhale, hinge forward. Keep your hips on your heels. Try to bring your forehead and your hands down to your mat at the same exact time. There are two ways you can practice this posture. You can practice an active stretch by keeping your palms together, reaching through your fingers towards the top of your mat and pressing your hips down as hard as you can onto your heels. You can also practice a passive style by separating your hands and relaxing your arms completely. Relax your hips completely. Both styles, both variations of this posture are excellent for your spine stretch here. So do whatever feels best for your body today. If you're practicing the passive style, continue to relax your body. Relax the muscles throughout your back, your hips, your shoulders, all the way down to your fingers. Keep your chin away from your chest. This is not a throat compression posture. If you separated your hands, bring them back together, arms nice and straight. Press your knees down into your mat. On your next inhale, come back up. Try to get your head to leave your mat at the same time. Relax your hands to your sides. Moving straight into camel pose. Come to the middle of your mat, standing on your knees. Separate your knees so they're hip-width distance apart. You can go a little bit wider with that stance if that's more comfortable for you today. Place your palms on your lower spine, fingers pointed down towards your mat. Squeeze your elbows in tight. Slide your chin forward, lift your chin up slightly, tilt your tailbone up behind you. Begin to squeeze your glutes, squeeze those muscles along your spine as tight as you can. You may feel that we've already started our back bend before we drop back. So create that mini back bend before we go back a little bit deeper. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, press your hips forward, drop your head back, moving into your back bend. Keep the back of your neck long if that feels more comfortable for you. Once your gaze gets about halfway down the wall behind you, reach back for your heels. With your thumbs on the outside, press your hips forward hard. This is 50% strength, 50% flexibility. Use your strength. Push your hips forward as far as you possibly can. Chest lifted. On your next inhale, come all the way back up. Rest on your heels. Take a little rest here and breathe. Moving into rabbit pose. Bring your knees back together, resting with your hips on your heels, sitting at the back of your mat. Relax your arms down to your sides. If you have a high bun or a high ponytail, you can let your hair out. We will be resting on the crown of our heads for this posture. Tuck your chin into your chest tight. Pull your belly in, round forward, and bring your forehead all the way down to your knees. Reach back, grab your heels with your thumbs on the outside, and begin to lift your hips up towards the ceiling as high as you possibly can. Lift your hips all the way up until your arms are pulled completely straight. Only then will your arms be holding the majority of your body weight. You don't want that extra weight on your neck or your head. Only about 25% of your body weight will be on your head here. Lift your hips up higher. Squeeze your heels back together behind you. Pull your belly in tight. Press your knees down. And lower your hips to your heels. On your next inhale, come back up to center. Extend both legs straight out in front of you. Heels to the top of your mat. We're moving into our final stretching. Going into Janu Shirasana. On our right side, bend your left knee, bring your left foot up high into your right thigh. Square your shoulders off over your right leg. Relax your hands to your mat on either side of that leg. Tuck your chin into your chest. Pull your belly in, round forward. Bring your forehead all the way down to your knee. Nice rounded spine. Flex your toes back towards your face. Kick your heel forward. Kick that heel forward so hard that your heel starts to lift up off of your mat. So engage your quads. Press your knee down. Lift your knee up higher. Reach your hands out in front of you, arms out in front of you, on either side of your foot, palms facing towards each other. You get a little bit more of a stretch throughout your back. Don't use your arms in this posture. Drop your left shoulder and release. Bring both legs out in front of you. This time bend your right knee, bring your right foot up high into your left thigh. Square your shoulders off over your left leg. Relax your hands to your mat. Tuck your chin into your chest. Pull your belly in, round forward. Bring your forehead to your knee. Flex your toes towards your face. Kick your heel forward. Engage your quads, press your knee down. Lift that heel up off of your mat as high as you possibly can. Reach through your fingers towards the top of your mat. On either side of that foot, palms facing towards each other. It's going to deepen that stretch throughout your back just a little bit more. Reach through your fingers a little bit more. Drop your right shoulder, left shoulder up, and release. Bring both legs out in front of you. Walk all the flesh out from under your sitting bones. Reach for your two big toes with your two peace fingers, looking forward, drishti forward. We're moving into a straight spine posture. When you're ready, exhale. Bring your belly closer to your thighs, your elbows closer to your mat. Exhale. Bring your belly closer to your thighs, your elbows closer to your mat. Eventually bringing your chin all the way down to your knees or your shins. Pull your pinky toes back so you have a nice flat surface across the bottoms of your feet, just like they're pressed up against the mirrors in the front of the room. And release nice and slow. Moving into our spine twist, bend your right knee, bring your right foot to the outside of your left knee. And if you'd like to go a little bit deeper into that stretch, you can bend your bottom leg, bringing your foot to the outside of your opposite hip. Make sure both sitting bones are flat on your mat. Bring your right arm behind you just like a second spine. So your right arm's not out to the side, you want it lined up behind your spine. Lift your left arm straight up towards the ceiling. Reach up as high as you can. Cross that arm over your top leg, reaching for your bottom knee. Keep that knee on your mat as much as possible. Bring your chin to your chest, chin to your left shoulder, and begin to twist your spine, looking towards the space behind you. Joe, move your right foot forward a little bit towards the top of your mat, a little bit more. More. And try to reach for that knee a little, see if that feels different. Does that feel better? So we want to focus on that stretching your right hip. Go ahead and exhale. Pull your belly in, twist a little bit more. Keep that right hip down, sit up tall. Exhale. Pull your belly in, twist even more. And release. Bring both legs back out in front of you, moving onto our left side. Bend your left knee. Place your left foot on the outside of your right knee. Bend that bottom leg. Bring your foot to the outside of your opposite hip if you want to go a little bit deeper into the posture. Bring your left arm behind you for support. Right arm straight up towards the ceiling. Really stretch. Cross over that top leg, reaching for your bottom knee. Keep that bottom knee towards your mat. Don't lift it up to meet your hand. Bring your chin to your chest, chin to your left shoulder, and begin to twist your spine, looking towards the space behind you. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, pull your belly in, twist a little bit more. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, pull your belly in, twist even more. And release. We will end our practice today with couple body. A quick inhale, quick exhale through your mouth. When you exhale through your mouth, you want to force that air out strong, as hard as you can. As you exhale, snap your belly in as tight as possible. Joe is going to give you an example of what this looks like for about 5 breaths before we move forward. Go ahead, begin. Go ahead, exhale. Inhale, nice big breath. And begin. Very nice, thank you. As you saw, as soon as Joa was pushing that air, forcing the air out of her mouth, she was snapping and pulling her belly in as tight as she possibly could. Go and relax with your hips on your heels. If this is not comfortable for you, you can always sit flat on your sitting bones with your legs crossed in front of you or your legs relaxed in front of you. Just make sure you're sitting up tall, nice straight spine. Relax your hands on your knees. Exhale. Inhale, nice big breath like you're filling up a huge balloon. And begin. Shavasana, beautiful practice today. Head towards B, feet towards the back of your mat, and just let your body rest here. This is your final Shavasana. So take this final Shavasana however you would like. You can have your legs open a little bit wider, arms open wider. If your lower spine's feeling a little sensitive, you can even bend your knees, bring your knees up towards the ceiling, and resting the bottoms of your feet on your mat. Eyes open or closed. You can place your washcloth or blindfold over your eyes if you'd like. This is your final Shavasana. Take it however you'd like. It is recommended that you enjoy your final Shavasana for at least 2 to 3 minutes after every yoga practice. You're more than welcome to stay here much longer than that if you need that time. Make yourself a priority. Take that time for yourself and rest. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through your 45-minute Hot 26 practice today. If you have any questions about any postures, you can message me at any time and I will get those answers to you as quickly as possible. And if you're here in person with our practice, I will see you downstairs and I'll be able to answer your questions in just a few minutes. I hope you have a wonderful day, a fantastic rest of your week, and I will see and talk to all of you very soon. Thank you.